Welcome to Synapse Daily. Today, we are embarking on a journey through time and space. We are traveling back to the mid-1960s, a period of radical optimism, Cold War tensions, and a desperate search for a better way to live. We are looking at a project that looks like a giant game of Lego, perched on the edge of the St. Lawrence River in Montreal. This is the story of Habitat 67. This isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's about a dream of a concrete utopia. Chapter 1: The Visionary and the Thesis. Our story begins not on a construction site, but in the library of McGill University. Imagine a young, 23-year-old student named Moshe Safdie. Safdie was born in Haifa, but moved to Montreal as a teenager. He looked at the cities of 1960. What did he see? He saw two extremes: the crowded, dark, soulless apartment blocks of the urban core, and the sprawling, lonely, car-dependent suburbs. He asked himself a question that would define his career: can we provide the privacy and garden of a suburban home in a high-density urban environment? This was the seed. His master's thesis was titled A Case for City Living. He didn't want to build a building, he wanted to reinvent the city. Chapter 2: The Miracle of Expo 67. Usually, student theses end up in a drawer. But Safdie had a guardian angel, the World's Fair, Expo 67. Montreal was hosting the world. The theme was Man and His World. The organizers wanted something radical. They wanted to show that Canada was the future. Safdie's advisor encouraged him to submit his thesis project. To the world's surprise, the government agreed to fund it. Suddenly, a 25-year-old with zero professional experience was given the green light to build a multi-million-dollar residential experiment. Can you imagine the pressure? The architectural establishment was skeptical. They called it Safdie's folly. But the construction began in 1964. Chapter 3: The Engineering Nightmare. How do you build a mountain of concrete boxes? You don't build it like a normal house. You build a factory. Safdie and his team set up a massive precasting plant right on the site. This was revolutionary. Each box or module was cast in a high-precision steel mold. They used a special high-strength concrete mix. Once the box was cast, it was moved to an assembly line. Inside this factory, they installed the kitchens, the bathrooms, and the windows before the box even moved to its final spot. Then came the elephant. This was a massive, custom-built crane. It would lift these 90-ton concrete modules into the sky. Think about the physics. You are stacking 354 cubes in a complex, non-repeating pattern. If one cube is off by a few centimeters, the entire 12-story structure fails. Every unit was interconnected with high-tension steel cables. It wasn't just stacked, it was woven together. Chapter 4: Anatomy of a Module. Let's step inside one of these units. What made them special? In a normal apartment building, your neighbor is through a thin wall. In Habitat 67, your neighbor's roof is your garden. Because the boxes are offset, every single apartment has a private terrace. Safdie wanted for everyone a garden. He integrated a sophisticated irrigation system into the concrete itself. Even on the 10th floor, you could plant a tree. The views were breathtaking: the river on one side, the Montreal skyline on the other. The interiors were minimalist, featuring molded plastic bathrooms that looked like they belonged on a spaceship. It was the space age meeting brutalism. Chapter 5: The Social Experiment. Is a building just a machine for living? Safdie didn't think so. He designed pedestrian streets in the sky. These were covered walkways that connected the modules. He wanted children to play outside their doors safely. He wanted neighbors to meet while walking to the elevators. But there was a dark side: the cost. Because it was a prototype, the cost per unit skyrocketed. It became one of the most expensive housing projects in Canadian history. The original dream was affordable modular housing for the masses. The reality? It became an elite residence for the wealthy and the artistic. Did the experiment fail if the people it was meant for couldn't afford it? Chapter 6: the legacy of 1967 and beyond. When Expo 67 opened, Habitat 67 was the star. Dignitaries, celebrities, and architects from around the globe flocked to see it. It proved that high density didn't have to mean low quality of life. Today, Habitat 67 is a national heritage site. It hasn't crumbled. It hasn't been torn down. Moshe Safdie himself still keeps an apartment there. It stands as a reminder of a time when we weren't afraid to ask what if. It challenged the grid. It challenged the box. Chapter 7: The Future of Modular Living. As we look at our modern housing crisis, Habitat 67 feels more relevant than ever. We are again looking at 3D printing in modular construction to solve urban crowding. Safdie's 1964 dream is the blueprint for the 21st century city. Was it perfect? No. Was it brave? Absolutely. It reminds us that architecture is not just about shelter, it is about the human spirit's desire to reach for the light. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the concrete mountain of Montreal. Like this video if you learned something new. Comment your thoughts below and subscribe for more fascinating stories.